2023 AA, 2000 year after Atlas. Location, Atlantis, capital city of the Atlantian technocracy. My life today changes. The bringer of light is back from his latest voyage of exploration to spread knowledge across the world. He is looking for higher and lesser families to join his next expedition. The bringer of light requested that all higher and lesser families to gather in the hall of consensus and the court of wisdom to hear of his latest voyage. The bringer of light said, "We are the keepers and guardians of knowledge that goes back thousands of years," and he had spread knowledge and wisdom to a land called the Blacklands, and the people had treated him as a god. For wherever he went he had been seen as the people as a god, for they had no way to explain the knowledge being bestowed on them. Our technocracy got rid of such gods and superstitions 5 centuries ago and replaced it with learning. As to yet we have not found anyone like ourselves. While voyaging the distant places of the known world, most have kings or god rulers, all have strange old class structures based on wealth, and possessions and purity of blood. Most dwell in huts, are terrible at agriculture, no maths or writing. When we have tried to show the people of those lands our way of life, they always corrupt them so it resembles nothing it once was. We give knowledge and they use it for tyranny and slaughter. Some of the lands and people we gave knowledge to just for the people to forget 150 years later and use that knowledge to attack us when we returned. We had sailed almost everywhere we could to find the answer why we Adielconians are so different from the people we find. Our way is simple, the smartest rules. What would seem normal or logical is so strange to the people we meet. We're is more about popularity or worshipping a ruler. We have 3 tiers of families in Atlantis. One progresses up and down on the intelligence of the collective family, and is allocated jobs and resources, and housing and positions according to their intelligence. Voting is the same. The weight given to a vote is depending on the intelligence of the family who voted. The lowest tier are the Altet Services citizens. They work the fields, guard the land and do the heavy and hard labor. They can move up by gaining an intelligence above lesser family entry point and start a new career. Knowledge is the currency of Atlantis. Most peoples we discovered do not keep it in the way we do. To lose knowledge is the worst thing a civilization can do. We had no form of currency apart from knowledge, and our greatest minds said knowledge had to be a universal currency. We had based our currency on gold 500 years ago, but due to its abundance the whole worth had collapsed. We solved it with the system we now have in place. When I returned home I found I had been assigned to the new building project in the Blacklands named after its soil. Due to my family's knowledge of water and rock I was assigned to a higher family who by reputation, are keepers of the knowledge of light. We were to show the natives how to replicate our technology and build light temples as we do. As soon as I knew this, the whole project ahead of me was clear. I had to assist in designing and building of a light temple. After conferring with all my collages we spoke for 5 hours and had made a plan of action, being mindful of the recourses we would have. The next voyage to these lands were not going to be until 100 years after due. It had its place in the lands to explore Q behind so many others. What we had decided on would be a large pyramid. My main task would be transportation of material using water towers and canals. I had to get the pyramid to build itself so hard labor would be saved. We had a family assigned to our voyage that were keepers of the knowledge of stone. They could change how strong a rock would be, so I was assured that the material side was very simple. We just had to find the places that had the correct material. So I put my planes of a canal and a water tower and, to let the pyramid do all the work for us. It was approved. We were to put all information into the design we could, every detail about our world, and the stars. It was a beautiful design. Once we had drew it all out, it was made to be easy understood what things in space we were speaking of by the natives once they have the learning. Our hope would be a birth of civilization in this place and many others, so we weren't alone anymore, the only light in a dark world.